Alright, buddy. Now that I got you up and operational, let's do something that I've been meaning to do for quite a long time now. And that is visit the Dome City and see if I can make a difference.
Caution, caution. Dangerous energy levels detected. Recommend immediate withdrawal.
Are you talking about the dome there? It's a defense shield, you four.
Understood. Warning discontinued. Continuing on program.
Alright, buddy. You carry on. So, the idea behind this marvel of technology is that everybody is free to come in here, regardless of what faction they belong to. The only issue is that, well, as you can...
Commander, this should assist you.
Oh, you found something. Thank you.
The problem is that, as you can imagine, it's not very simple to get all these people with different ideas and ideologies to get along. But I want to make a difference. I want to help bring everybody together. Even if they're scummy outlaws, even if they're very convinced religious clerics and etc. Right? Even if they're, well, berserkers wouldn't be the worst. I mean, they strive to uphold laws, so there's that. Or maybe they just don't want to deal with those laws anymore. I have to see what the situation is, but I definitely want to help, and I want to be a mediator if at all possible.
Keep your pockets closed and your eyes open, unless you want to end up shardless and dead at the hands of those damn outlaws.
Right, well, what can I say? Their faction is called the Outlaws. So of course they don't play nice with the rules of any place at all. They come from Tavar, where they don't have any rules. Everybody is looking out for themselves. And here's another entrance. I was kind of looking to see if there are any other things to know about. You know what? I'm going to even take a nap here in the shitty corner, just so I can start fresh. But yes, if there are any other entrances, I need to know about them, so I know what escape routes there are. Yeah, I suspect the outlaws will probably give me a little bit of a headache. Hello?
What's happening in the city?
Well, the Dome City is a refuge for all. Outlaws, berserker, clerics, anyone who wants to be somewhere other than their homeland. Being away from home, you'd think they'd care less about what faction they were from. But for some reason, some of them have got even more fanatical. That makes keeping order difficult sometimes. The outlaws are the worst. They don't understand rules or sharing, or in some cases, that people have a right to stay alive.
You don't seem to like outlaws.
All people are welcome here. The Dome City is a refuge for all. But that means all, not just outlaws. There's a half-dozen outlaws hanging around outside the city at the old farm now. They just want to get in to cause trouble. I mean, we got everyone settled down and living together, and those outlaws, I just wish they'd disappear.
I'm a little bit confused. So the Dome City is supposed to be a place where everybody can come together regardless of where they're from, regardless of their previous affiliation. And now you want to turn them away because what? You think that if you let them in, they'll cause trouble? But you already have outlaws, right? I mean, do you judge them based on their previous faction, or do you judge them as individuals? Now, I don't doubt that they might cause trouble. It seems completely possible based on their faction history, but that doesn't mean they would. And what do you mean you want them gone? As in what? You want me to persuade them to leave, or?
You want the outlaws in the farm to die?
Whoa, whoa, that's not what I said. I just want them to stop causing trouble for good.
But what trouble are they causing? I don't get it. They're outside the city. looking to get in, and they're chilling. If you mean the ones at the gate. They weren't doing anything. Why should you care about that?
About the outlaws in the farm.
You mean the threat on our doorstep? The canker in our midst? They who should disappear?
Mister, you are awfully biased, I think. No, I am all for everybody, and I mean everybody, coming together and trying to figure out a way to get along. I'm not killing them. Not without any good justification. Or maybe they're actually attacking us. But they're not doing anything. They're just eating outside. I'm not doing it.
I'm not killing outlaws for you.
I didn't think you'd have the stomach. So, be on your way. Abessa City can do without you.
No, I think it can do without you. Alright, well, first impression was terrible. If the guard at the gate asked me to start trouble, that in of itself is bad news. Attention thieves. Okay, let me guess, outlaws again? You know, we can learn something about from these outlaws. They're not entirely without hope. A poster Alois is calling for vigilance against the threat of thieves. Attention, residents of the Dome City. The recent succession of thefts is a threat to us all. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious behavior to the authorities. Keep your valuables secure. Do not trust any stranger. Report anything out of the ordinary. Anyone found to be cooperating with the thieves will be punished. Alois City Administrator. Okay, so it sounds like I need to talk to this Alois about the situation here. If I can figure out where she is. And more than that, I need to figure out what exactly is the problem with the thieves.
So, you come here from Goliath?
Goliath? No. I was exiled to the valley before I came here, but I hid myself in a crate and got brought up in the lift.
You escaped in a crate?
Yeah, those idiots had no idea I was in there. I waited till they were busy with the next one, slipped out, and I was gone.
You got lucky.
That wasn't luck. That was pure skill.
You were lucky.
Yeah, well, maybe I got luck and skill, but what I haven't got is beer. Feel like one?
Yeah, sure.
Well then, follow me.
Right, so that's what I was wondering about. If you could escape the Valley of the Damned as a berserker and join the Dome City, for instance, why wouldn't you? There were at least a couple of ways, or maybe like 3 ways or so out of that place. It's not like security was very tight to begin with.
So, I have to go.
No. I don't know. I really dislike the whole idea behind the Valley of the Damned. If it were me there, I would definitely take off at the first chance I got. Okay. I should be careful not to accidentally steal things. I mean, I can take things that nobody minds, but I don't want to start any trouble here. I want to help.
Are you here to seek shelter or to cause problems? This area is a sanctuary for refugees. There's nothing here for reavers, recruiters, or troublemakers.
I assure you, I'm not here to cause troubles. I'm here to help.
I'm not a reaver.
Then I hope that means you're here to help.
Yes, that's what I said.
Are you always so edgy?
You know you wouldn't need to defuse things if you didn't get people wound up in the first place. Damn, this is like being back in Goliath all over again.
What the hell did I do? You approached me. I didn't do anything. Oh man, everybody's so on edge here.
What brought you out here?
This is a place away from the war. A place people could make up their minds without being pressured to join one of the factions. If the people here wanted to join a faction, they would have. But some people aren't ready for that. Or they've been cast out. They have to go somewhere.
So there's no faction in charge here?
Well, the clerics keep order, but it's not like the Horde where entry means you have to join them. Here you can forget about factions.
Yeah, well, that's the principle behind it, but it doesn't really seem like it, does it? There's still a ton of prejudice
You're a berserker. Is Adan trying to conquer Abessa?
I don't answer to Adan. And these people belong to no faction. They belong only to themselves. I stand as their protector against anyone who would force them to do otherwise. My only connection to Adan is my magic. I wish it was more, but wishes don't make things so.
Have you been exiled from Goliath?
Exiled? No. There are those in Adan who want to use my magic for their own purposes. Ever since my power started to grow, they changed me. Their mana changed me, and that change just won't stop. I'm becoming stronger and stronger. It is terrifying.
And maybe a little bit exciting, I suppose, no?
If that's true, why don't you use your power?
I do, I have. But sometimes it overwhelms me. That's why I fight alone. If I lose control of a spell, there's a chance I could kill anyone and everyone around me. The warlords wanted to test me. Try my powers, to harness them. Now I need to find a solution myself. But to do that, I need to study the properties of Elex, to learn more about it.
You know what? I feel the same way as you do. Sometimes I'm concerned that if I use my spells, well, my technology, I will hurt people in the area. So, yeah, I'm on the same page.
I could use someone like you.
Use? There's a word I've heard too much. Well, count me out. I'm not interested in being used.
I could help you.
What do you know of what I need? What do you know of how to help me? Elex marks people. Mana, chems, exposure from food tainted by it. It stays with people. You have its mark on you. You're different somehow. What is it about you?
Okay. I don't think it's terrible to tell her. She kind of seems to be sincere and looking for answers. If I tell her, maybe I can relate to her.
I took Elex in the past. Is that what you're seeing? Or is there something else?
Took it? You were fed it? You were an Alb soldier. Well, it seems we have something in common. We've both been fed Elex in one form or another. It's changed us. And neither of us know what that means we are now.
I suspect we may have a couple of things in common, yes. Or maybe more.
What do you think? My offer still stands.
And what exactly is it that you're planning?
I am going to end this war by taking the fight to the Elexitors. And I'm trying to put together a group skilled enough to win that fight.
And you think I'll take part in this?
In return, I will help your quest to find the Elex you're searching for. Then you can improve your magical abilities. You said yourself, the longer you are here, the more you fear your powers will overwhelm you. The longer you stay here, the more danger you put these people in. If you really want to protect them, you need to leave.
Even if that's true, why should I leave with you?
I was an Alb. I know Elex and I know magic. I know the impulses that follow you even during sleep. I know the nightmares and the problems of trying to control power that really wants to control you. And I know what it's like when all that is taken from you. We can help each other.
And it's not like I have other options. Not in the long term. You're right. I'm hiding from it here. I need to get out there and find a real solution. I'll wait by the main gate, and we'll see if your actions can match your words. You should stock up here before we go.
I will meet you by the gate.
Just don't keep me waiting, or you might find I change my mind.
Okay, I'm definitely willing to help. If you say it's urgent, then let's look into it right now. And get it done. You didn't exactly mention which gate. I don't suppose this gate. Okay. Nah, there she is.
What kept you?
I'm here now.
So you are. And are you planning on telling me where you've set up camp or what comes next? Or do I have to wait for that too?
Okay, I'll tell you what's happened so far.
It's a long story.
You've done a lot, but you still have got a lot of work ahead of you. Or we have.
And we're not going to get where we need to without a jetpack.
Don't worry, I know how to use one of those. I'll keep up with you. Now can we talk about my problem? There's just one more thing.
Yes.
Why did you choose to join the Clerics?
To begin with, it seemed like the best way to survive.
But that isn't everything.
My own people tried to kill me. I want to find answers, and joining a faction has to help me find them.
I hope you're not just doing this for your own personal reasons.
Of course I'm doing this for my own personal reasons. Who isn't doing things that way? I like technology. I think it's very useful and it's the future of Megaland. The clerics could help me get technology, and I think it will make more difference than anything else, so...
You said you wanted to study the properties of Elex. How will you do that?
I can feel the presence of Elex. Mostly where it's present in great quantities.
Like the converter?
You don't need any special powers to feel the Elex there. No, I'm talking about unrefined Elex. When it's raw, latent. I can learn more from it when it hasn't been altered. I want to explore Magalan and look for some large deposits of unrefined Elex.
Okay. I don't really know what you mean by unrefined Elex, but I've been seeing Elex veins that I could mine. I could see Elex coming out of the ground. I could see Elex, you know, being extracted by those converters, so I'm guessing that's unrefined Elex.
Deposits? I thought Elex arrived with the comet.
You're right. Part of its power is that it isn't from here. I want to discover how it is spread across Magalan. But when it is processed by the Alps, the Elex changes. It becomes polarized. The transmuted form that the Berserkers get from their mana shrine changes it in similar ways. That keeps some of its power, but it's the Elex that came with the comet that I want to learn more about. I feel that there are secrets to learn about it. To understand those secrets, I need it untouched, pure Elex.
Okay. Maybe you have something specific in mind then.
How do you want to find these large Elex deposits?
When the comet impact spread Elex across Magalan, it found its way everywhere. Into the seas, the rock, the air we breathe. But it is collected and concentrated in some places. I have felt the vibrations, the presence of these deposits. I want to track them down and examine them.
Okay, sure.
Where can you find this unrefined Elex?
The first deposit I'd like to investigate is north of the city of Abessa. I can show you.
If it's so close, why hasn't anyone else found it?
I don't know. Maybe because nobody can feel Elex like I can.
Your senses are better than Alp technology.
Come with me and find out.
I suspect it may have something to do with how dangerous this land is too. Not just your ability to sense it. But alright, lead the way, lady.
Alright, show me the way.
It's not far from the city. Follow me.
This place is nice.
There is a vast amount of Elex flowing into the sea. It washes out of the cliffs and the ground, and it flows out across the planet. Elex is everywhere.
But you still think we need to find concentrations of it?
Yes, from the moment the comet struck, Elex has been seeping into everything on Magalan. That makes the background noise from it hard to read. If I'm to learn more, we must follow those mutants to find where the Elex is coming from. We know where we have to go. I'll follow you this time. I'm better at sensing Elex than any person I know, but there are mutants with the same ability. We should be careful in case the Elex deposit has attracted them.
Okay. Well, it's a good change of pace. Unlike with Nasty, it's better that I take lead so I can judge what we can and cannot handle. But beasts should not really be a problem, no matter how tough they are, or how many in this case.
Let's do this!
Whoa! Whoa, lady, you can throw fireballs. That's pretty amazing. Ugh, I hate rod boars. Just because of how fast they are. No worries, I'll take a nap whenever we get back to civilization. When we find some camping spot. Damn rod boars, man. I'll never get used to them. Right.
The deposit must be here. I can feel the Elex in the ground.
And so what do we do now?
I must meditate. Wait over there. I need space away from you.
Okay, whatever you need. I'll keep watch while you do your thing then. Alright, that's pretty cool. Nifty trick. Anyway, it seems clear for now. No beasts are approaching or anything.
That was...
Are you okay?
That was what I was afraid of.
That doesn't sound good.
It's something I've suspected. It's why I came. It's the reason you're going to think I'm crazy. I could feel the Elex was communicating with me. Like it has a purpose. That it wants something from me, from the people on this planet.
Elex speaks to you?
I know how crazy that sounds, but it's true.
You know what? It doesn't sound so crazy. I've been wondering what exactly could be the reason why the hybrid wants to collect all the Elex. Maybe, here's a crazy thought, maybe it's not the hybrid who wants to do this. Maybe it's just by the fact that he's so intoxicated with Elex, he's starting to hear the Elex telling him to gather all the Elex. If it's somehow conscious, or the Elex, I mean. I don't know. Maybe we can find out more.
But it's a mineral. How can it want something? How can it speak to you?
That's one of the reasons I had to leave Goliad. It was like the Elex was screaming to me. I thought it was because of the mana they were giving me, but now I know it's something different.
So, you want to continue?
You said you would help me. That was our deal. Are you still up for this? Now you know how crazy my idea is?
I'm even more invested into it. Yes, definitely.
Let's assume I believe you. What exactly do you think you heard?
I'm not sure. It wasn't words. More a sense of desire, of purpose. But it was fleeting, hard to catch. I think I need to find a bigger deposit of Elex. That might help me hear it more clearly.
Okay.
Okay. What happens now?
We go Elex hunting. But first I need to return... home. I have to go to Edan, to one of our world hearts. The one south of the observatory, in the middle of Edan. Now I've heard it, sensed it here, I want to know if this is what I heard when I was close to large amounts of mana in Edan.
You said you felt something back then. Why would it be different now?
Because I need to be sure. I need to know I wasn't going crazy. Can't you see how important this could be? What this would mean for everyone?
You go. I'll meet you there when I can.
Right. See you in Edan.
We could have gone together. I don't know why you separated. So, yes, this is a great idea. I want to look into this. Which world heart south of the observatory? The observatory is here. You mean this thing? This is in the center? I suppose it kind of is. Alright, let's give that a shot. But for good measure, I should take a quick nappy nap. Just because I sustained a little bit of damage there. You know, I'm rather curious about this. Maybe this will answer some of the questions I have about the hybrid. Or it will allow me to understand the hybrid a little bit better. Wait, which way am I going? Hold on. I'm supposed to go west, I think. Yep. Kinda going the wrong way. Alright. The observatory is around here. And that world heart was somewhere to the left, if I remember. Nice. Well, I did say I was going to use my sword instead of magic. Good to see that it's working. Wait, am I going the right way? Nope. Let me just mark it. I wish you could have just went together, I think. How often do these trolls reproduce? Seems too often. And how do they do it? I haven't seen any female trolls. There must be some kind of troll lair somewhere, right? Nice try, Brevs, but I'm way too strong for you right now. Alright, where is Kaja?
Hey, there you are.
Are you okay? You look...
Yeah, I know. I feel terrible. That encounter with the Elex and Abessa really took it out of me. It's like it looked inside of me. I feel cold from the inside.
cold. That sounds like Elex.
You remember it, right? From when you took it. I got similar feelings when I took mana. I can't imagine what it did to you before being transmuted. I need some now. I need to get some mana.
You mean like normal mana? I may have some normal mana.
About the side effects of Elex.
I kinda
Yeah.
sold some of it though. Oh, but I found some more.
Here, I have some mana for you.
Thank you. I need it to balance the Elex I'm sensing. Without it, I'm worried I'll lose myself to it. I have to understand what it wants, what the Elix's purpose is.
Sounds good.
I thought you wanted to go to a world heart.
I do. Now that you're here, we could go together.
Then let's do it.
Then let's go.
All right. Something is wrong here. There should be guards to look after the World Heart.
Doesn't look like anyone's home.
Then we should be ready for a fight. Something has killed the guards here. Maybe it was mutants. They're attracted to mana as well as Elex. You did well.
Well, you can thank Ragnar for being incompetent and not protecting this place properly, but I also saw Reavers. Before these trolls settled in, there was some river in the ruins, so I always suspected the river, but yeah. And the place had cultivators, dead ones. Could have been the rivers, it could have been the beasts. Either way, Ragnar is a lousy leader. Nice one. Damn, nightshades are no longer an issue. Imagine. Well, it's not like they ever were. I could always kill them from afar, but now it's the next level basically.
The World Heart. I hope that one day we find these across all of... It's terrible. Not a soul here. Just death. I have to go on. Can you give me some space again? I need peace and quiet for meditation.
Sure. Anything you need. I'll just stand guard, I think. Look around.
I can sense it.
You can?
What can you sense?
It's incredible. I can hear something here. Clearer than before.
What can you hear?
The Elex. It's alive. It doesn't matter whether it's been changed, processed, transmuted, it doesn't matter. It retains the same voice. It might change the way Elex behaves, but it remains linked together somehow.
So, what does that mean?
That all its forms must be related and that it can revert. It can return to its unrefined form.
Mana can become pure Elex?
It's conceivable, but nobody knows how to do it. Not even the Albs.
Do you think it could be the case that Elex was fragmented and shattered upon the comet's impact, and what it's trying to do is get back to its original form before the impact? And it's using the hybrid to accomplish that. Wouldn't that be a funny twist of the story? Huh.
Are you any closer to understanding what this means?
Closer, yes, but I need to know more to understand it. The fact Elex is alive, that it has a collective consciousness is one thing, but we need to know what it wants. I want to know if we're changing it, or it's changing us.
Hey, what? How can it be changing us?
You of all people ask me that? You know the effect it had on you as an Alb. You've seen what it's done to Magalan's animal life. We need to find some more Elex deposits. Some that have been brought back up from when the comet first hit. Let's go. I'll tell you if I sense any.
Okay, cool. Where are we going?
About the side effects of Elex.
Yeah?
Where do you get your mana when you need it?
You can find it occasionally, if you're lucky. But otherwise, the only place to get hold of it is in Goliath at the Mana Shrine.
Right.
How are you?
I'm okay. I can see that you're struggling with your emotions. It must seem more natural to fall back on logic alone. I'll try to assist you in your struggle in any way I can. People will only follow you if you can understand the world from their perspective, if you truly support their interests.
Well, I do find it quite beneficial to keep an open mind and try to have more of a balanced perspective. Speaking of mana, here's some. Oh. Alright, somehow I'm not dead. I should definitely find a place to rest. So, where are we going now? Where's the next deposit?
About the side effects of Elex.
Yeah?
Here, I have some mana for you.
Thank you.
Right. Alright, well, since you don't really know, and I don't think it's a good idea to just go around exploring at random. Let's go back to what we were doing before in Dome City. I think I still have a lot to do there. And if you'd like to tag along, that would be quite nice. I do like somebody who can use Berserker magic. I haven't seen anybody before you, and I was wondering what it looks like. Flinging fireballs, pretty damn sexy. I love it. First order of business. Find a bed to rest. Alright, so they do have agriculture. Good. They have chickens, they have whatever vegetables they're gardening here. That is great. And it looks like outlaws and berserkers, they're all working together.
Why even waste
one.
time thinking about it?
Thinking about what?
He always thought he could talk his way around anyone. Ah, what do we have here? Fresh meat? What did you call us? Don't worry, I am not looking at you. How did you get the guard to let you into the dome? Preferential treatment, I bet, seeing as you're a cleric. However you got in, you're going to find it even harder to get out. The clerics are a little jumpy at the moment. You might say paranoid. So, when they do let someone in, it does make me wonder who they are and why the clerics thought letting them in was a good idea.
I don't really have an answer to that. I'm rather wondering myself to know more about the history of this place and what are they trying to achieve here. But my general sense is that they're trying to maintain some kind of balance and, you know, just create a place where everybody could come together, which is a fantastic idea, and I'm all on board with that. And also, they let me in because I have a charming personality, that's for sure.
If it's so hard to get in, what are you doing here?
I got in before things got so paranoid. And I came here for profit, of course. Lots of nervous people close to the Alps tend to be willing to invest shards in their safety, you see. And getting hold of supplies is hard out here. So, if you can get them, you can sell them for a high price. Well, that was the plan. Now, the clerics have stopped me trading and cut off all the supplies.
I would like to help you out. I think having a trader and supplies coming in regularly will definitely keep spirits high, as opposed to having a shortage of much needed things.
Where do you get your goods from?
Mostly directly from Tavar. And that's the main problem. Seeing as the clerics have got picky about who comes in and goes out of here. It's impossible to get by the guards without an ID card. And they took mine from me as part of their crackdown. Now they say I'm causing trouble. But what else is a businesswoman supposed to do when she has her business taken from her?
Okay, maybe I can help you.
About your trade ban.
Yeah, don't tell me. Trading weapons can pose a danger to the community. But this is about self-defense. The only person who can stop a person with a gun is a person with an even bigger gun. Am I right? I mean, what? Are we supposed to throw rocks at the Albs when they attack? But the clerics want to keep all the guns for themselves and screw the rest of us. They call it neutrality, but I say it's oppression.
Okay, so you meant guns. I thought you meant general supplies. Fuck no, I'm not helping you with guns. I think that's a terrible idea. We have the clerics, they can handle it, no problem.
What else did you expect? You've been stupid.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. Still, let's say he's right, and that I could get a hold of supplies. Not from Tavar, obviously. They've blocked that route. Let's say I could get some weapons from the Separatists, for example. Let's say they have weapons and need shards, and that they also have the business acumen of a stunned troll, so they need a salesperson. Me, for example. What if I was to say that? And what if I was to say that I have to find someone who could enter and leave the city freely? If I was to say that, then what would you say?
I would say that helping you arm people inside the city is a terrible idea. An absolute disaster waiting to happen. No, I'm not doing this.
I'd say you're walking a dangerous line.
Spoken like a true cleric. Can't you see I'm a victim here? This city is supposed to be neutral, not an enclave of the Horde. So, where's the neutrality if only one side has guns? So if you blab, what have I lost? Nothing. And without any guns to show, it's just your word against mine, and even Alois isn't going to see that as justice.
I don't want to turn you in. I don't want to help you at the same time. The way you put the problem is completely incorrect, and I want nothing to do with it. And if you try to get guns, I will stop you. That's all there is to it. The clerics are the ones who are protecting the city, and that's all we need. I don't want a bunch of outlaws with their big ass flamethrowers. Yeah, that is just asking for trouble. And also, more importantly than that, if you don't like it, you can leave. Nobody's keeping you here. You're not a victim, you made a choice to stay here, to come and to stay here. That is not going to work on me. Okay. Looks like I've entered the Clerics Quarter. I would like to not steal from these people. It's not like I necessarily need the Elex that desperately. I just don't want to cause any trouble. Especially not here. So unless I can get it, you know, willingly or without any issues, then I should probably not do it. Right. But no, I shouldn't pickpocket. Gotta stick to our principles here, yeah? I need to find Alois and get the full picture.
Let me guess. I'm not allowed into the upper quarter?
What? No, everyone's allowed to move about freely here. I just have a question for you. You got here recently, right? I just want to know what things are like outside the dome. What's going on out there? Are the Albs attacking?
Not currently. They wanted to attack, but I killed them. Right? They had their little force there at the entrance to Abessa. So I think we should be safe for now. And I took out their converters. And we are soon talking about launching a counterattack against the Albs. So, no.
There are raids, but there have been no major assaults recently.
I'm sure that's just the calm before the storm. I just hope the dome holds. There's a lot of people depending on this dome of mine, so they pass us by like a river around a rock. Kalan gave us the knowledge, and now look what we've achieved. A safe harbor for all people. The clerics and Ignidons say we've strayed. I say we've found the true path.
You built the dome?
I designed the plans for it. Then we built it together. My name is Eric, by the way. Chief engineer here in the dome. I'm in charge of all the generators and technicians who oversee them.
Mister, like the moment you opened your mouth and you said Kalan gave us knowledge, everything else you said after that kind of just went blank. Kalan didn't give you shit. Definitely not knowledge. The people who, well, after the comet hit, it was scientists who learned how to use Elex and to use it, transform it into a power source. It had nothing to do with Kalan. Arvid said that Kalan's teachings are about knowledge and preserving knowledge and using knowledge and technology for the betterment of humanity, but Kalan did not give anybody knowledge. Stop with this nonsense. It's really... Exhausting.
Why don't we have a dome like this in the Horde?
The dome requires immense amounts of energy, and the fluctuations in it have to be constantly balanced. The technology is complex. That means there's no way to cover the Horde with a shield like this. Besides, the cliffs around Horde give it a natural protection.
Yep, the Horde does seem quite well defended, and those walls seem quite impenetrable. Unlike here, it does have the natural protection of the mountain. I agree.
Can this dome survive an Albatech?
Of course. Why do you think we built it? As long as we can maintain a constant energy flow, then they can't get in. Unfortunately, achieving that isn't so easy. Some of the energy regulators are starting to malfunction again.
Okay. Then we should definitely look into this, brevs. And to make sure they are secured so nobody can try to sabotage them.
I can repair the energy regulators for you.
Thanks for the offer, but that's not necessary. I've already repaired the components. They just haven't all been installed yet.
And why are you hesitating?
About the broken energy regulators. What will happen if they aren't repaired?
If just one regulator fails, it could mean an emergency shutdown for the dome. Otherwise, the discharge it would create could kill a whole lot of the people the shield is supposed to be protecting. But whether it's a discharge or an emergency shutdown, both scenarios would see us defenseless.
Right. Well, I'm willing to help if you need me.
How many energy regulators are broken?
Well, all of them. I've sorted replacements where I can. But Lutz hasn't received his yet.
I will help you with the energy regulators.
I'd wanted to do it myself, but do you really think you could handle it?
Yes.
But I wouldn't have expected anything else from a cleric. I have the energy regulator here. Please, take it to Lutz and help him to install it. Come back to me when you're done.
Right. You also said this is the upper quarter. I want to look at the outskirts to see what the normal people have to say about this place. We'll deal with the rest later. Okay. Looks like I've entered the technicians and mechanics quarter. Hello?
Welcome. Hey, how come I haven't seen you here before? I thought I knew all of the clerics in Abessa.
I haven't been here long.
The same with me. I haven't been with the clerics for long. I have been a member of almost all of the factions, except the Elves. And I hope I don't get captured and turned into one of those emotionless husks.
That would definitely be nasty.
What do you mean you've tried all of the factions?
That's a long story. If you're really interested in my tale, then I will tell you, of course.
I'd be happy to hear her story. Maybe there are lessons in it for us.
You know, I agree with this. I would like to hear somebody else's opinion on the factions, somebody who has experienced all of them like I did.
Tell me your story. How did you end up joining the clerics?
Right, I'll give you the full version. Well, the short version of the full version.
Just get on with it.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. So, I grew up in Goliath in Edan. My father and mother were both born berserkers, and so that meant I was too. Back then, the Jar ruled over Goliath. As a child, I had no interest in the laws, of course. But when I was about 12 years old, one of the warlords came to our home. He took my parents, and I was left on my own to survive in the city. I remember him. I remember my parents leaving. And I remember me screaming. But everything else is gone. It's just a blur.
Yeah, those damn berserker laws, dude. No explanation, no jury, no trial, no nothing. Whenever they made up their mind about you, you're fucked.
What happened to your parents?
Well, what else? They were exiled. Nobody ever told me why they were exiled. I still don't know what they did, even today. I hate the Berserker laws. Nothing against the Berserkers. They're just people. It's the laws I hate. I think what the Berserkers want to do with Magalan is right. But I can never forgive them for what they did to my parents. Why was I punished for whatever my parents did? Why wasn't I told what had happened? I swore never to return, and I haven't set foot in Idan again.
I fully agree with you. Healing the planet is a noble thing, but the laws and the way they are given and protected or just abused even by the warlords is not fair. Not fair at all. You can have your life ruined without any explanation just because some guy who is in power and holds the soul power decides, right?
Where did you go?
Wherever I needed to survive. That meant running from reavers and wild animals. It didn't take long for some reavers to take me captive. And then... I don't want to talk about that. I was lucky, though. After several years, the reavers were attacked by some of the Duke's outlaws, and they took me back to Tavar. I learned how to fight, how to live off scrap. Life wasn't much different from Idan, but there wasn't the same raptor shit. The laws. You could be who you were, and no one judged you.
Yeah, except that without the laws, the problem is that nobody gives a rat's ass about what happens to you, so you're in a situation where you have to watch your back constantly, and you're the only one who has to look out for yourself, right? Nobody else has got your back, not really.
Then why didn't you remain with the outlaws?
Because the reavers who'd taken me captive came to the fort and wanted to speak to the Duke. I think they wanted to take me back. I fled when they saw me. I didn't want to be taken back, or for them to kill me to hide their crime. When I left the fort, I ran into a cleric patrol. They convinced me to go to the Hort with them. Not that I really needed that much convincing. All those hours taking scrap apart and putting it back together in Tavar really paid off there. The clerics recognized that I was good with technology. So, I've been working on mechs and AI systems since then. Building things. Trusted. Part of a team. And it's easier being with mechs. They don't judge anyone. They treat everyone the same. Like this place. I know it's not perfect. But outlaws, berserkers, clerics, even elves are seen as people. At least that's the vision. Not always the way it happens. That's another reason to maintain these mechs. To protect what we have here. Well, I hope you find your place in the world. It's good when you do.
That's it. I'm going.
Well, yeah, the thing about the clerics, I mean, mechs are good and technology is great. As long as you don't pay too much attention to this whole Kalan religious aspect of the cleric lives, then yeah, it's kind of alright. It's just that you also have to be careful and responsible about mechs and AI and technology, like we've seen with Anna's experiments and AIs going haywire or shutting down. It can be very dangerous if not done properly. But say, Vivian, if I can help you with something, let me know. I would like to.
What are you doing here in Abessa?
I take care of the mechs and drones here in the city, which means I coordinate and plan their maintenance and upgrades. When I'm lucky, I get to roll up my sleeves and do some of the actual maintenance, which I'm having to do quite a lot with all the technicians we're missing. Say, are you good with technology?
Yes, I'm quite good.
I know enough to work on mechs.
You do? Maybe we could take you on in a permanent position here in the city.
Do you think they would employ me?
That's true. Alois has security concerns about taking anyone who's not been in the city long enough. So, yeah, maybe I should look for someone else. On the other hand, if you're looking for some part-time work, I could still use your help. I have 4 people I've been told I should look at for taking the technician's job, but I don't have time to gauge their abilities. Would that be something you could do for me? I'd pay you.
Sure, sounds good. Happy to help.
Yeah, I'll talk to your candidates.
Great. The 4 names I have are Daryl, Naira, Rorik, and Riley. Though I'm really not sure about Riley. There's something about him I don't trust. But speak to each of them and let me know whether you think they might have the right skills and abilities for the job. Oh, and I'll need you to let me know about their loyalties. You know, can they work with clerics? Do they hate us? We'd be trusting them with the mechs and AI that defend the Dome City. So I don't want to employ anyone who might still be thinking about their faction, not our security.
That sounds reasonable.
About the candidates for technician.
Yes?
Tell me about Naira.
Naira is an Alb separatist, so a bit of a long shot for loyalty. But she should have the technical ability we need. She's somewhere in the west of the city with the other separatists in the slums.
You want to employ a separatist as a technician?
We need someone, and I don't think your faction always says who you are. Albs are usually very good with technology, but you're right. I don't know if we can trust her.
Well, in my experience so far, Alb separatists have proven to be quite reasonable people, and they are interested in working together and creating their own faction or their own security and standing against the Alps, and they are willing to work with the other factions. That's what I have observed so far, but you know, I shall reserve my judgment for this particular case.
Tell me about Daryl.
Daryl is an outlaw. He's applied to be a technician, but I don't know why. So I want to know his motives and what his technical experience is. I'm hoping you can get that information. If he's skilled and trustworthy, then employing him might show that we do trust outlaws here. But I don't know that much about him. I don't even know where to find him.
Okay, I'll look into it.
What do you know about Rorik?
Rorik is a berserker. I think I last saw him somewhere around Vito's pub. It might seem weird to consider a berserker, but I was one once. And I know Rorik used to work extracting Elex from machines in Goliath, so he knows about technology. And I think I could teach him everything else that he needs to know. And it would show that we were reaching out to the berserkers who have come to the Dome City. Their magic is very powerful, and they're strong warriors. We will need their help if the Albs attack us from Zakor. But it'll be important to find out if he's prepared to have anything to do with technology before we think of offering him the job.
Alright, Kaja, it seems that we have our work cut out for us. There's definitely a lot to do, and if we can somehow help increase or improve the protections of the city in case of anybody's attacks, not just Alps, then we should definitely try to, whilst still maintaining some sort of neutrality, or you know, try to be mediators and not really take sides. See how we can help get these people together, you know, just try to remove some of that prejudice if possible. It may not be easy, but I think it's a worthwhile goal. So let's look into it, yeah?